Hey everybody, Jason here with Trendify, and today I'm going to give you a full walkthrough of how I would go and sell a website to a local business owner using HighLevel. And the reason I love using HighLevel is a number of things. But number one, it is so easy to create websites on here. I've used WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, all of those other website builders in the past, and they're all great. But with HighLevel, number one, I can white label their software. So you can see up here, I have my own little Trendify logo here. And what white labeling means is that they've done all the tech, they've done all the programming, they've done all the work to create this software. And then they allow me for one monthly fee of, I currently pay $4.97 a month. And they allow me to have unlimited people using my software that I can sell to them directly under my own brand. So I love running multiple businesses for myself, but I also like selling the software to local business owners to allow them to use my software. So let's walk you through actually my thought process of how I would go and find a potential client. And then I will show you how to actually build the website and what I would do to go and sell it. And also, more importantly, what I would do if they said no, how quickly and easily I can move that over to a new potential business owner. So let me get to Google and I'll show you my thought process here. Okay, here we are on Google, and I'm going to show you how to build a website, in this case for a plumber. And the city that we're searching right now is Spring, Texas, which is a city right outside of Houston. And what I'm doing here is looking for a few different things. Number one, I'm looking for a plumber that doesn't have a lot of reviews. Maybe they need some help in that area. I'm also looking for one that maybe doesn't have a website, or if they do have a website, it's terrible. It's outdated. It's not great. So let me show you how I go and do this. So I'm going to look here on Google, and you can see some of these top answers here have 2,644 and over 10,000 reviews, which is awesome. So let's look at some of these other websites and see if they need any help. So look at Fast Track Plumbing here first. Okay, and here we are on his website, and we can see on their website, I should say, and we can see that they have a phone number here. They have ways to contact them. It looks like a nicely designed site. So they're probably not our current customer, somebody that we're going after for this particular strategy of a new website replacement. So we'll go back to Google, find some more results here. Okay, here we are back on Google, and we can see we just went to Fast Track Plumbing. Crawford Plumbing doesn't have a site, so we can track them. But right now what I want to find is maybe somebody that has a website that is outdated so that I can show you a transformation here and show them a transformation. It's easier if somebody has an outdated website to show them a new shiny new one than somebody who has been running successfully or maybe not so successfully without one, and show them that they need one. Now that is an opportunity, and we can totally do that. But for this example, I want to show somebody who has an outdated website and how we can replace that. So Freedom Plumbers and Drain Services, let's check out theirs, and then we'll check one more. So here we are on Freedom Plumbing and Drains, and it looks like they have a book an appointment option here. They have a tap to call button. So not bad, not a great site, but still probably not the first person that I would reach out to. So let's go back to Google, and I think there's one more I'm going to show you here. Okay, here's a few more options. Plum Perfect has 103 reviews, so they're doing some work, but I don't see a website here, so maybe that's an opportunity in the future. Freedom Plumbing, I think, is the one we looked at. KT Plumbing of Spring, but there is one I want to show you here. Double J's Plumbing and Waterworks. And this, I've already kind of done a pre-search of this just to speed up time here with the demo. But as I was doing this for myself, I would go through one by one and maybe make a little spreadsheet and find who, maybe 5 or 10 people that I would go after with this strategy I'm going to share with you today. So let's tap on their website. I'll show you why we're going to use them as our case study today. So here we are on Double J's Plumbing and Waterworks, and it looks like they don't have a contact form. There's no clickable button, even where it says call Double J's now. I can't click that or anything. Looks like they're using some Google ads here. We do have their phone number, so at least we can reach out to them if we watch the video. Here's the phone number down here, really small. And then interesting that I found earlier is they're using like Google, looks like Outbrain ads, which is just silly for a plumbing site. And it could be that they're out of business. Could be somebody has taken over this site and or using it as for some other purposes, maybe to get backlinks or something. But it doesn't look like that. So this is who we're going to go after for this particular example. And then I'll show you again how if they said no or it wasn't a good fit, how we didn't waste all of our time creating this website. We can easily swap it over to a different business owner. So I'm going to go to my software and I'm going to start building the website. Okay, here we are again inside of my white labeled software, Trendify Pro. Yours would be called something else, whatever you want to call it. And what we do is we go to websites here. And you can see I made one in the past for a previous demo, but we're going to hit this new website. And if you haven't seen my past videos, HighLevel does a great job of giving a ton of free templates that you can start with and redesign and put your logos on and stuff, so you don't have to start totally from scratch. And we do that by going to this template library. And I'm going to search for plumber. I think it's this one I like the most. There's several really good ones, but this is one of my favorites. And you can hit this little eyeball to see if you're doing it for a different industry or just want to kind of see what the website looks like. You'll see that it's a little scrunched down here. This is just for the preview, but when you actually see it full screen, you'll see it's much better. So we hit continue. All right, here we are back in the software, and I'm going to show you, it's this new one that I just created a few seconds ago. And move my head here. And you can see there's 3 pages. There's a home page, a survey page, a thank you page. You can create more pages. I'll show you that in probably a future demo here, but let's just edit the home page because that's really all we need to show a demo to a potential business owner and see if they're interested. So we're going to edit this page. Okay, and once the site pops up, there's just a few things that we need to change here. Okay, so what I would typically do is go and find their current website and then pull some of that content in here. Not a ton, but just enough to get the point across here. So let's pull up their website and see what we can pull from it, any content at all. Let's see. So Double J's Plumbing and Waterworks. Services. Okay, we can see the cities that they cover, the areas. Specials. Not much happening on this site, which makes it a great candidate. They still may say no, but still makes it a great candidate here. So typically what I would try to do is find their logo or something, but looks like they don't have anything special on here and haven't really put much into branding. So I'm going to show you how I would go about giving them even more value than just the website with a free tool called Canva. So let's get to that site. Okay, and here we are in Canva. I do have a paid account, a pro version, but I think for this, many of the logos that we'll find in here are free, but I'll show you why you might want to upgrade to the paid version if you plan on doing this a lot. So all I have to do here is search for plumbing logo. You can see I've already kind of started this idea to make sure I didn't waste your time here. And they have a ton of logo examples in here that you can use right out of the box. You can change. So let's say it was, this one's pretty cool, BW's Plumbing Services. Let's just show you a few more of what's in here. Clogless Plumbing, that's pretty cool. Awesome. So let's go with this B&W's Plumbing. And we're going to customize it. You can see here, though, that this does require the pro version for this one. Let me go back and just show you a couple free examples. You see this little crown here? That means that the pro version is required. So some of these don't have that little crown, so you could use these totally free. But let's use the one I was planning on using here. And click Customize this template. Okay, and some things we can do here. Looks like the colors. So if we hover over this, like the site that we have, you can see on ours is dark, right? So we're going to need something that has white or a lighter logo here. So I'm going to make that really quickly too. But also what I can do is change, the company is called what? Double J's Plumbing and Waterworks. So Double J's Plumbing and Water. Okay, so a couple things are wrong with this, right? We're missing, we're a little too big here. So we can just lower the font size a little bit. And this is a rough draft. I'd spend maybe a little more time. Let's see. Another thing we could do is remove this little outer ring if that is causing problems. So let's see if we did that. Yeah. So then we can make this a little bigger, which is more important for this example. Cool. So move it down now. And I have a tendency to over design. Obviously, this isn't amazing, but not too bad for something we made in probably less than 2 minutes. And then, so I have a blue version here. I'm going to hit this little copy, and that has made a page 2, which is a copy of the first one. And then I'm going to make this white. All of this white. You'll see it'll start disappearing from our screen. Okay. Now what I can do is double J's logo. I'm going to hit share and then download as a PNG with a transparent background. And then I'm just going to do page 2 here, hit done, and then download. Okay. So now we'll go back to our website and start kind of playing around with this. So we need a new logo here. So let's see how this works. So we just tap the logo up here. And then we go down to image options. We hit this little picture here, upload file. And we're going to upload the Double J's logo that we just created. And sometimes it takes a few different times sizing. So we'll see, maybe I didn't do it correctly, but once it's uploaded, you'll see it here. It has a little green check mark down here. And we just double click it. Okay, it's a little big, but we'll see what we can do to make this smaller. So we can just be lowering this to get to a point where we like it, or if you just want to type a number in, you can do that too. Okay, so this logo isn't great. We should probably make this bold and stuff, but I'm just going to use this as the example right now. Okay. Double J's Plumbing is here for you. Serving the greater Spring, Texas area. Okay. And I would spend more time on this if I was doing it myself, but you see residential plumbing. They have the lorem ipsum. If you don't know, if you've never done any websites before, that's pretty standard to find on templates is this lorem ipsum language, which is, I think, Latin, and just is a way to fill in text without having to create anything. But we could say we handle all of your plumbing. So we can see that we've done some basics here. Obviously, you can go through and spend as much time as you want to build out a template, because what the goal of this is not just to sell this to Double J's Plumbing. But the goal is to create a really nice template that you can use and duplicate the process over and over again. So then I can go to Dallas, Texas, and find a plumber, or I can find two different plumbers in Spring and change the websites drastically. We can use a totally different template. They don't have to know that we're working for each other, as long as you're providing the service that you're promising them. But there are millions of potential clients all over the world that you could sell this design to, right? For $97 a month. I'm going to show you why it's worth that, because you might think if you go to like a Wix or a Squarespace, those are like maybe $20 a month, $30 a month. And maybe you could do that too. You could just lease out the site to them for that if you just wanted to have baby steps. But I promise you, once I show you all the things we're going to add to this, you'll see how the value of that could be pitched to Double J's and anybody else. So let me pause and I'll get to that part. Okay, so the most important thing to continue to do, and I've made the mistake of this before, is make sure that you constantly are saving your work. So we hit save. Here's where we could put in metadata here, which is what shows up on Google and other search engines. So I could put Double J's Plumbing, Spring, Texas. Hit save. Also, one thing to point out here is not only does this look great on desktop, but we have to check the mobile view, what it's going to look like on a phone. And all we're doing on the mobile side is main thing is just making sure that font formatting is okay, like nothing is too crazy. If we needed to change the font size here, we can scale it up. Where am I editing here? There we go. So mobile font size, I can obviously make bigger, and that won't affect the desktop side. So if I wanted this to be a little bigger, I can do that. Okay. And any of you who are still watching, this is not a copywriting side of it where you're actually putting like SEO friendly language in here. I'm really just showing you the design side and the creation so that we can go and sell it. We'll do a whole nother training probably on creating copy and making these like search engine friendly. But again, we'll hit the save button. And then next, what I'm going to do is show you how to install the next component of what we're going to implement, which is the chat widget. So I'll get to that screen now. Okay, here we are inside of the chat widget side, and that's under the same tab here. We have funnels, websites where we just were, blogs, which I haven't played too much with yet, but it is a way that you can use HighLevel as a blogging tool like WordPress. They do have WordPress hosting. You can host membership sites in here, forms like contact forms, surveys. Let's see, chat widgets is where we are, and then media is where you host things like the logo that we just uploaded. So here's chat widget. You can see what happens when somebody lands on the site is they will see this little pop-up and it will say, hi there, have a question, text us here. You can edit the image to the business owner's logo, or most people just like to leave this lady's picture here just because it turns out it gets more engagement than just a random logo. And also a cool thing is that they have this welcome back text here. So if somebody has visited for multiple times and entered their information, then the next time it will say, hello, Susan, how can we help you today? So it just is a nice little touch here. Let's see, widget window. You can see what it looks like once somebody taps the button. It says, have a question, which is editing this text here. Have a question for J and J. You can see it changed up here. Enter your question below and a representative will get right back to you. If that is too formal for you or you want it to say something else, you can do that. You can add an email field if you want. And then what happens when somebody, and you can change the color too. What happens though when somebody fills this out is that it will turn into a text message conversation. So most people, when they land on a website, they end up sitting there waiting for a chat response. But what happens here is that they can enter their information, then they can leave the site and go about their day. And as soon as you respond to them through your dashboard, it will turn into a text conversation that shows up right on their cell phone. So you can see right here, it says, by submitting this, you agree to SMS or emails for the provided channel. You can change the logo, change the color again, like I said, and then you can also have it powered by and have your company name down here. So it could be XYZ software, or if you don't want that, you can turn it off. Okay. So once we have this set up, which didn't take much to set up, there is a way to install it just by switching on a thing, but I like to just show you how to use the code as well. So all we do is we hit save because we think we changed a few things. We hit get code. I'm going to copy the code, and then let me go back to the website and I'll show you what to do. So here we are on the website, and right here, if I wanted to, I could just enable this, and every page on the website will have that chat widget. But if I just wanted to put it on one site, one page for some reason, I can go back here to pages. I'll edit the page. And then now that we're on the page, I'm going to hit settings and then tracking code. Go to the footer here and just paste that chat widget code that I had and click save. Okay. Then I hit save and preview, and it should have the website displaying fully and the J&J's chat widget. Okay. So we got the site and the chat widget. When somebody taps it, that goes there. So now here's two services that we're providing to someone. Not only are we creating a cool new website, and maybe we'll swap this logo out. It's looking a little faint and hard to read, so maybe I'll make this a little more legible here. But really, it's a great looking starter website that somebody can be offering these people. And you can see their team. We would switch this out to J&J or whoever they are. Testimonials, we could actually go and add some of their testimonials here. Here's an opportunity down here. We should have switched that logo out too. So I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we scroll all the way down on our editable site. Let me move my head again. Keep forgetting that my head's on here. Okay, we tap here. And then we've already uploaded the logo, so it's going to be much quicker here. So Double J is plumbing and waterworks. So, and change this. Cool. So again, we could go and find some of their reviews and fill it in here. But that is, in essence, what we would be doing here. And then we see the tabs up here for the menu. But let's hit save. And then the next thing I'm going to show you is how we would help them get reviews and things, which is another part of the package. But I'll also show you how we would just reach out to them, send them a link, see if they're interested. If not, how we can easily swap this to another company. Okay, so in the dashboard here, we're on that particular website that we were just editing. And what we do is we go to settings here. And then here is where we can add domain names. So you can do a couple of things. You can create either a generic domain that you want to use for all of your clients, like clientsite.com, and then it would be clientsite.com/J&J. Or what you could do is do a subdomain here. So you could do like jnj.trendify.pro. It's very simple to set these up. This is a demo account, so I don't have any set up right now, but all I would do is hit add domains, and then I would go through the prompts here of setting that up. And I'll show that on a different tutorial because it takes a few minutes to set up, but it's super simple. Like you just go in, if you've ever done anything about forwarding a domain or doing anything with hosting, it's really easy to do. Okay. But once we have that domain set up, let me go back here. Okay. Once we have it, then we just go to settings, and then we would go to pages. You can hit this little up arrow, and it would be that domain up here that we could use to send out to J&J and see if they were interested in using this website. So I'll actually create an email. I'm going to send them the email. Who knows what will happen? Probably nothing for this particular example because I haven't fully built this out. But you can see from somebody coming from this website with nothing, and maybe I could even take their video. Let's see if this plays. So it looks like, I'm not sure what this is hosted on. Video press. So I could embed this. Let's do this. Let's just see what happens here. So copy. I'm going to go back to my website. Hit edit. This is all off the cuff, so who knows? So what I'll do here is add a video. Okay, I got the video here. Let's see. It says YouTube custom embed. And I'm going to paste the embed code here. Hit save. Okay, and then here's the preview. You can see the videos in here. It plays. If this were YouTube or something, I would make this even bigger. But for this example, that's what we got. And I could also kind of space this out. Let me go back and move these around and see if I can do that for you. Okay, so I got to this screen, and all I'm going to do, I made a 2-column row here by going to rows and then add row, and then I click 2-column. Now I have this divided area here that I can drag and make one side bigger than the other, but this is just kind of playing around, doing a little extra here. And you can tell that I sometimes spend more time than I need to on these things, but it's all good. So then I just drag this into there. I'll make this font a little smaller. And now I'll make this bigger. Okay. And I could even make this like a tap to call, or it could open up a pop-up form or something, but I think we've done enough example here for this particular thing. So let's preview it again. Okay, so here we are on the new demo site, and you can see that it looks pretty nice. We got the double J's here. We got the video that plays. This is bigger. We could probably make that a little smaller. You'll see it's not perfect. I could definitely go back and start editing a lot of this stuff, but I think overall it looks really nice. I mean, there's a lot of lorem ipsum stuff in here that we could change, but this is just the basics of getting it set up. If we had a picture of them, we could do that. Again, I talked about swapping out their reviews here, so you could do all of that, put their contact information in here, really make it a complete site. But I think for the purposes of this video, we've covered enough. Now I'll show you what we would do to actually pitch this, and then what we would do if they said no, or if we wanted to do 10 of these a day. So here we go. Okay, so here we are on the actual Facebook page that I found. I went to their original website and I started clicking through and finding that they had a few different ways to contact them. Number one, I have this Double J's Plumbing and Waterworks, so I could tap that and email them. Number two, I could call them, and I can also send them a Facebook message. And what am I going to send them? I can do a couple of things. I can either, sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a screenshot of the website like this, and I'll send a picture of that to them and say, hey, I created a new website for you. It's not quite live on the internet yet, but if you're interested in me showing it to you and seeing if you would like to move forward with it, then just reply to this email. Number two, what I could do, I'm using Loom right now to record this video, but what I could do is also create a quick Loom video and show them the site, click around a few times and just preview it for them and send that over to them. I don't love to send links to the site on the first email just because they get a little skeptical, but if you can either show them you're a real person with a Loom video, or at least just show them an image with their name here, then it just becomes a little easier to start that dialogue. So those are a few different ways that I would do it. And then how I would contact them, again, is I would go to their original site, go down and tap their email, and then that would allow me to send them an email here. I double days, just notice that your website on Google wasn't fully working, so I created for you. Here is a quick look at it. I'd enter the picture here. I'm not sure. I'm using a different platform here, so I'm not sure how to embed the picture, but I would put the picture here, and then I would say, let me know if you'd like to discuss it further. Thank you. Words, Trendify Pro, and then I put my phone number here. So that's how I would do that side of it. And then finally, what I would do if double J's didn't answer, or if they decided that they were not interested, or if I just wanted to create more volume and not have to sit around and wait for double J's to reply, is all I have to do is go back to my software and go back to the main screen. And then now that I'm on this page, all I have to do is hit these three dots here, click clone, and I'll put the next company. So Next Plumbing Co. Clone website. All right, and now we can just open up this Next Plumbing Co. We'll go back to our Google search. And now that we're back on our Google search, all we have to do is go and find another potential client. So Plum Perfect, you can see they don't have a website shown here. They have 103. Freedom Plumbing, I think we checked out before. Let's see what else we got. Cypress Plumbing doesn't have a website here, 24 reviews, so we could try to find them, or we could just give them a call. And if they were interested, then we could just go back to our template here. And instead of double J's, it could be plumbing. Okay. Or maybe they have their own logo or something that we could use instead. But that's in general the idea. And then some other services that we can add for these people is helping them get more reviews. So we can do that all through our system. I'll show you in our software. And here we are inside of the same exact account, and all we do is go to reputation, and this will allow us to help them get more Google reviews. And we just have them log in with their Google account, and it will instantly set up this thing to where we can track all of their past reviews, and we can send individual review requests out to people that they've already done service for. So we can ask them for a list of their past clients. We upload it into the system, send out an email or a text broadcast, or individually email or text it out to these people, and that will get them more reviews. And then we can also set up an automation to where every time they close a new sale or they go and do service for somebody, as soon as that invoice is cut or whatever, then we can have the system automatically send a review request out to them. So I'll show you that inside of here too. Okay, here we are inside of our automations tab, which is where you can set up automations for anything. And an automation is basically if some action happens, then a series of actions happens after that. So a form is filled out, then an email is sent out to them. A tag is added to a contact, then they're texted a certain message. All those different things can happen, and it can be very complex or very simple. But the great thing about HighLevel is they already have some pre-built automations inside of the system. So we just tap on automations, we click on create workflow, and then you can start from scratch and build your own, which I'll do a whole training on these as well in the future. But you can see this recipe they've already created, recipe send a review request. If we click that and then click create workflow, and I'll just walk you through what happens here. Okay, so inside of this, and this can all be changed, but again, what happens and then what happens because of that initial action. So here, a tag is added, an opportunity is marked 1, which is using kind of more of the pipeline that we have in here. I haven't shown you that in this training. Add to a new workflow, apartment marked as showed. All those different things could cause the triggers to happen. It could just be as simple as soon as they complete service for somebody, then they add a tag that says done, and then these fire off. Or it could be that you set this up to where if they send off an invoice inside of the system, which you can do, then these things happen. So what happens when any of these actions happen? Send a review request via SMS, wait an hour, send a review request via email. Okay, and this is just a basic, simple example of it. But it's all done for you. You just have to apply this to their account, and then it'll start working. You can do a couple tests just to make sure, but overall, it's awesome that you can now give them the website, you can give them the chat widget. Also, by them connecting their Google profile to your system, they will have a way that people can chat with them directly on Google. And the compound effect of that is that you can also have all of their reviews built in here so that you can be managing reviews. And that's just at its basic core what you can offer somebody. So I'll show you an example of why somebody would be willing to pay $100, $200, $300 or more for this particular thing. And again, this is just scratching the surface of what you can do in HighLevel. These are just some very basic functions that the software has that you can white label under your own brand. And there's a link down below if you want a 30-day trial to that. So I'll show you an example of another company that's doing very similar things and how much they're charging, just to give you a perspective of how you could actually do this yourself. Okay, so this is a software called Podium. In the past, I've also shown a similar software called Bird Eye. They have roughly similar pricing, a little bit higher, a little bit lower in some areas, but all that this particular platform is offering to do, and not even including the website, is capture online reviews instantly. So we've shown you how we can help them get the reviews. Text-based web chat, that's the web chat widget that we installed on the website, right? Easy to use text marketing. So inside of your HighLevel account, you can give the plumber or whoever the ability to use this to text back and forth with clients if they don't want to use their cell phone. Hundreds of app integrations. I'm not even sure what that means, but you can do that with thousands with Zapier, which is a software that plugs right into HighLevel and probably what they're referring to as well. And then secure and simple payment processing. So you can also, with HighLevel, give the client the ability to collect payments. You can give them invoicing and all of that stuff built in as well. And this, again, isn't even mentioning the website. So you could give them the website and bundle it with those things and charge them $200 a month, $300 a month, and it would be a great deal for them. Or if you just want to start off at the very basics, just charge them $97 a month and keep it going and give them all those things and just get your feet wet, get comfortable with having a paying client moving forward. The great thing about websites is they're very sticky. It's hard to, if somebody likes it and they're getting leads from it, it's hard to get them to leave to go and create their own website on a different platform. So it just creates something that someone's going to continue to pay you every single month for. So hopefully that was of value to you. I do have a link down below to get a free 30-day trial of HighLevel. I'll show you that page. Okay, so you're going to land on a page like this, and it gives you a free 30-day trial. You can see 14-day trial is crossed out. And that is because I've worked out a deal with HighLevel to where they will give anybody who watches my videos and goes through any of my training a 30-day free trial to their pro plan, which is the plan that allows you to have unlimited sub accounts, which is all those different accounts that I showed you, as well as you can rebill for email marketing and text marketing and all kinds of other things and really bonuses. That is $497 per month, just to be upfront with you. But the goal of it is to give you the free 30-day trial, give you enough time to get a few clients ramped up, and then moving forward, you can have 5,000 customers paying you $100 or $500 a month, and you'll still just pay that one monthly fee of $497. They do have a lower tier that's $297, which also still gives you unlimited sub accounts. You just can't do all of the rebilling things. And then even the lowest tier is $97. That gives you a personal account and then I believe one more account. So you can start with the 30-day trial here. And then if you want to downgrade later on, it's just you don't have enough clients to justify it yet, you can drop down to the 97 plan and still have the things that you've built out in there working. So that's what I'd recommend if you want to. If you just start with the 97 or the 297 plan, you don't get the 30-day free trial. You just get down to 14 days. So you could totally just start with a 30-day trial and work your way down if it's not for you quite yet. And then just keep watching my videos and I'll keep training you for free to show you how to scale this up to where it is profitable for you. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully you got some value out of this training and like these raw off the cuff training styles versus something that's really flashy and everything, but doesn't really get to the meat of it. I like to walk you step by step through my process of how I think about these things and how I can show you how to do the same thing for yourself. So that's a value to you. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.